Before we dive into your basketball career, let's just briefly talk about your family, your children specifically. You are father of six children, five sons and one daughter. All your five sons played professional basketball or are still playing. I think Kenyon is still playing. Is that perhaps your biggest life achievement, just transferring your knowledge to them? And how is it possible that all your sons play professional basketball? That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, well, first of all, obviously, I want to thank you because most people never bring my daughter up because she wasn't an athlete and stuff. So thank you for bringing her up. She actually was. I adopted her, and she's a lovely young lady and did not play sports. Everybody wants to talk about my boys, but it is truly remarkable. I certainly don't look at it as my greatest achievement of doing that they're playing basketball. I just think the most important thing that I'm proudest of is that none of them have done anything foolish with their lives where they've gotten themselves in trouble. They're good people, which is really important. And it's been probably more of a joy for me than it was for them because I got to watch them. Mm-hmm. And the great thing is, and I wish I could have had the same opportunity to do what I was able to do for my son Canyon that I couldn't do for my other four boys, for Scooter and John and Brent and Drew, is that to be there all the time. Well, because when they were doing it, I mean, I was busy. I was still working for a living, doing things. I didn't have the luxury of being able to be free to do it. With Canyon, my wife and I went and spent 3 years in Charleston and spent the winters there so we could watch him during the season and the 3 years he played there. And then when he went for his master's degree, which is master's nuclear engineering, which is kind of unbelievable. Wow. When he was at, he's got his master's in nuclear engineering and a degree in physics. And he was the academic All-America player of the year in his senior year, and he was first team academic All-America in his junior year and second team in his sophomore year. He's really impressive. Really a bright young man. And so we spent that winter down there in Gainesville to be able to watch him. And then when he went on, and he should be in the NBA. I mean, that's not a father talking. I know basketball. I know talent. My son is a better basketball player than a lot of guys in the NBA right now. And unfortunately, he's not gotten the opportunity. The only time he's ever had an opportunity and had the ball in his hands when he played a month over in China and averaged 30 points a game on 60 from twos, 40 from threes, 90 from the free throw line.
I didn't find that online, but I saw him playing in this 3-on-3 USA basketball tournament.
They won the gold medal. Yeah, they won. That's the only gold medal.
He was pretty amazing. Yeah, just the shot and I mean, just kind of the IQ of the game. So I feel like
well, that's it. That's it. The IQ. That's the part. He knows how to play. He has no glaring weaknesses. The USA had never won the gold medal in 3x3. That's the only gold medal USA basketball had never won. And then he was fortunate enough to get chosen for that team, 4 guys, and they went undefeated. He was leading scorer at 4 of the 7 games, played well. But here's the deal. He got a chance to really play. On teams, they throw him in the corner. He runs around. He doesn't see the ball. In 3x3, you got to play together. That's the way the game is played, right? Move, cut, pass. And, I've got a highlight thing of him from there that I was thrilled that somebody put it together, showing the things that he did. And I don't know how anybody can look at that and say, oh, my God, this kid really knows how to play. And, anyway, he's not gotten that chance. He's doing the G League thing with the Minnesota Timberwolves, and maybe he'll get his break. And I believe everything in life happens for a reason. God has a plan for him. He deals with it exceptionally well. But he's had a lot of things like that happen throughout his career. I mean, he should have been a starter at Florida, and he wasn't. But he made 6th man of the year, ACC 6th man of the year, playing there. At one time, he was a leading scorer coming off the bench. But that is what it is, and he dealt with it exceptionally well, and he deals with it. I had one of the coaches he had in the pros say, "Rick, I love your son, but in the situation here, they have to play the guys that are the two-way guys." I mean, anyway, that's a whole nother story. It's a sour thing for me. I feel badly for him, but he deals with it well. And my other boys all had terrific careers. I mean, to have my son Scooter should have been in the NBA. Bird and Mikhail, I don't know if you know that. Bird and Mikhail came out. I got him to get through the training camp for the Celtics. Bird and Mikhail called me afterwards. They let him go. He was the last cut because they had 13 no-cut contracts and 12-man rosters back then. Now they have 15. If they had 15-man rosters, my son would have been on the Boston Celtics. And Bird and Mikhail said, "Rick, your son should have made our team. He was better than our number 1 draft pick." But
especially in the direction the league is going right now, with small ball, with great shooters. Everybody's a shooter nowadays. Probably even Scooter would get a shot nowadays. More so
because
than
they had to play. Yeah, no, it's but that's the way it goes. But they're all doing well, and Canyon just finished being in the bubble deal that the Timberwolves had, and Hoping maybe he'll get a chance to get invited to a training camp, see what happens. I've got some interest in some people overseas that want to have him. He was offered a job to go overseas in Europe area, but he didn't want to do it. The money wasn't, that great.
Yeah.
He didn't enjoy the experiences he had in tough situations. I said, don't judge your European experience by being in smaller situations. You weren't in major places. You weren't you weren't over in, Italy or some of the other places where they have really good basketball and you get a chance to make some good money and you have a better lifestyle instead of living in a little small village someplace in a country. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so it's fun. But for me, as I say, it was more joy for me because I just love watching my kids play. I mean, it's such a joy to see them out there. And I've learned to do it. My wife, who was an All-America basketball player, in fact, actually my wife and my son have the distinction. It's a trivia question. The only mother and son combination in the history of NCAA Division I basketball, men and women, to have a mother be a first-team academic All-America and have a son be first-team academic All-America, as well as the academic All-America year. That's my wife and my son. And so that's a pretty cool thing that I'm very proud of and of them for what they were able to accomplish. So anyway, cool. That's kind of, and my family, my father was a semi-pro player and coach, taught me the game the right way. That's the big thing. I tell every kids when I talk to them in life, find something you love, have a passion for, so that you can learn as much about it as you can, learn all the fundamental principles and concepts, because that's the foundation you're putting down. You can't build a tall building on a small foundation. And so when you have that, then you have the opportunity to possibly, if you are willing to put the time and effort into it, to maximize the full potential that you have in the profession that you are trying to excel in.